Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. And today we are reading the book from Miles Monroe, In Pursuit of Your Purpose. And Miles Monroe, in his preface, says, "The greatest tragedy in life is not death, but life without a reason. It is dangerous to be alive and not know why you were given life. One of the most frustrating experiences is to have life, but not know why. From the beginning of man's history, as we know it, mankind has been grappling with the age old questions: where am I? Why am I here? What is the reason for my existence? What is the meaning of my life? Is there any reason for the universe? The creation of man? The questions are universals. And it is true, ladies and gentlemen, these questions are universal. And that's why we took time to read these books. And he goes further in the preface to say the pursuit of purpose has no gender, no color, no nationality, no stature, no heritage. Everyone, even the philosophers such as Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, and others, they were going looking for this same question, the pursuit of life. But in an attempt to explore these seemingly elusive questions, for the most part, their efforts have ended in more questions than answers. And he says the deepest craving of the human spirit is to find a sense of significance and relevance. The search for relevance in life is the ultimate pursuit of man, conscious or unconscious, admitted or unadmitted. This eternal passion is what motivates and drives every human being, either directly or indirectly. It directs his decisions, controls his behavior or her behavior, and dictates the responses to his or her life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for tuning in our book club. And today we are reading the book from Miles Monroe, In Pursuit of Purpose. Mila, this is your platform, and welcome Ma'am Charity Warimo. She is having her own program and hosting the program as from the end of August. Let's help you. This is an amazing platform, ladies and gentlemen. You should be part of the global Sompon Global TV because it's a space for you and for me where we come together, join together as a tribe, a big family to inspire one another, encourage one another, and of course, we have purpose in working together. Thank you so much, Ma'am Charity, for being here. Millie, thank you for joining the show, and you are the host today. You're welcome.
Yes.
God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you. You're all welcome to the show. And I welcome you, Miss Charity. I welcome you, Vera. So today we are discussing about the book of In Pursuit. Oh, don't let me. In Pursuit for In Pursuit of Purpose by Miles Monroe. So we are going. I hope you like the book, my co-readers. How was the book? Are you hearing me,
Yes.
my
Oh,
co-readers? Did
yes.
you like the book?
Well, if I can answer you first, I can say that I really like the book, and I want to thank everybody who is listening in.
Yes, ma'am.
To thank Vera with the Sompon Global TV for giving us the opportunity, and Millie, thank you so much for inviting me today to co-read together with you in the book club.
Mm.
And this is one of the things the book is talking about in pursuit of your purpose. So I liked it. I think in the book club is one of the pursuits that I'm making for my purpose.
Oh, hey, that is great. That is great. So we are going to start right off and know what we're going to start.
You can't
But
hear you.
before Millie comes in, I remember also that what fascinates me about the book is what he says. I mean, the search of your identity, actually, that's the entire reason for this book. We are in a search of who we truly are and why we are here on earth. And it is amazing to know that this particular search is what leads to people to even commit suicide. We have people that are dying prematurely because they are not yet and they have not come to the realization of who they are, why they're here on earth. And this creates lot of confusion in our heart and in the heart of other people around us. So I think that if we really have to succeed in life, we must get back to finding who we truly are. I also like the part where he really emphasized on the fact that philosophers like Aristotle and Shakespeare, all
Yeah.
these great men that people are looking up to, that they themselves at the end of their days got even more confused because in the search of their identity, they provoked more questions. And so I'm sure that the conversation today will really, really be an amazing one. And I really want to welcome all our listeners also to join the platform, ask their questions. Let us just have it rolling because the aim of the book club is to inspire one another. So we're here to inspire one another from what we have learned, and we want to lead together because we know readers are leaders. Thank you, Millie.
So thank you for joining, and then I'm going to go right into the questions. Miss Charity,
Yes.
what did you understand what Miles Monroe explained about the purpose? How does he explain purpose?
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you very much for the question. What I want to first of all say, what I got from the book is that this book is actually like a manual. So when he talks about purpose, he says you everybody, everything. He says everything that you know and everything that you see and everything that is created has a purpose. So that means even you, those books which were created with a purpose. And the
Yes.
purpose
Mm,
is one can only know their purpose by first of all identifying the why. That even when you create something, you create it for a purpose. What is it
mm,
supposed to do? What do you want
mm.
to do? The why is the big question. So
Yes.
maybe if you go through the principles of the purposes that he talks about, then
Mm.
from there it will be easier to talk because it's a wide subject which we are going to
Yes.
talk today. Yeah, it's very wide. Yeah.
So you were saying the purpose is about the why. Why were you created? Am I right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, Miss Vera, how do you define purpose, or how did you understand the way Mind Monroe's described purpose?
I think thank you so much, Millie. I've come to the realization it's always good to give back the words of the people the way they gave it. So he writes somewhere that a world without purpose, a lack of purpose, and the impending tragedy that results from its absence is found not only in people but in all things, just like what Ma'am Charity was saying. And he says, when elements of nature lose their purpose, chaos and destruction are the result. When nations, societies, communities, organizations, friendships, marriages, clubs, churches, countries, or tribes lose their sense of purpose and significance, then confusion, frustration, discouragement, disillusion, and corporate suicide, whether gradual or instant, reign. And therefore, purpose is the master of motivation and the mother of commitment. It is the source of enthusiasm and the womb of perseverance. Purpose gives birth to the hope and instills the passion to act.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
We, we, we can't hear you. Sorry. Um,
No, I thought you were saying something. So he says, where there is no purpose, there is chaos. And then he says,
yes.
purpose is hope. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
he,
I want
he
to pick
mentioned
up
the
on.
fact that yes, purpose is gives birth to hope and it instills the passion to act. I think that is so important because if there is no purpose, there's even no reason and no motivation to act upon, right? and it is
Yes.
a denominator that gives every creature an element of distinction. So actually, purpose gives us an element of distinction, and this guiding sense of purpose is more than an orientation towards a goal. Rather, it is a deep awareness that a common vision encompasses all life and existence.
Yes. And even to break it further, he says about the chaos. He, for example, gives the idea that even in marriage, one should know the purpose as to why, what is the purpose of you are going into that marriage. If you don't know the purpose of the person, why you are marrying that person, because you are creating something when you go into a
Yeah,
marriage, you are creating a family. You're going to create
yeah.
a family. You must know the purpose of why you are going to have those children. What is the purpose of marrying your wife? So, if you don't know the purpose of getting into anything in life, even a union of marriage, what happens is that there's bound to be chaos because there's
Mm-hmm.
no motivation, there's no
Mm-hmm.
vision, you will not there's no value in
Yeah.
whatever it is you are creating. And this, I find it, I could easily, this book, I was relating it very much because actually this book is supposed to help you to find your purpose. And so if I
Mm-hmm.
take it like individually, I can say that in my purpose of trying to create, like for example, the domestic, to us to discuss about domestic violence, it is the family.
Mm-hmm.
And in
Mm-hmm.
that family, what is the purpose of a family? So if you don't know the purpose
Exactly.
of a family, there's going to be chaos because there'll be misunderstanding,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
misuse.
I
And it
mean,
says,
this book is,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Go on, Mom Charity.
yeah. And there will be abuse because he says, like he says, abuse is actually is a misusing, is the misusing of anything, the abnormal misuse of anything, the abnormal. That is what is
Mm-hmm.
abuse. That is the original word.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, sorry, just yeah, what
And
did you?
and just to add directly to that what you said, actually he says when you do not understand the purpose of a thing,
Mm.
two things happen: you abuse that thing or you misuse that thing.
Oh
And
yes,
yes, and so that's why, going back to what you said again, just to add before you continue our conversation, he also, you spoke about vision, and he said yes, without the vision we can only but exist, and we feel no passion for living, neither do we have a reason to wake up in the morning. So
yes,
vision go is a very important instrument too when we have discovered a purpose.
yes,
Yes. Thank you very much. What I've got from all what you've said is, to sum it up, is without purpose, or where there is no purpose, there is misuse and abuse. That's very
yes.
important. Yeah.
Mm.
So I'll go on to the next question. Um, are you in your purpose? If I could ask my co-readers, and how did you know you found your purpose? That's deep.
Who have you addressed it to?
Both of
Okay,
you,
to me.
So let
to
me
you
let
and
me
to the
let me
bear.
start. Let
Let's
me
start
start.
with
Yes.
Vera.
Um, but I want to start with the example Miles Monroe also took. I
Mm,
like what I like about Miles Monroe is the fact that he's really the preacher of the word of God. And
mm,
remember, he's the one who said that this word of God was not for Christians only, because most of the time when we tell people to read the Bible or to read the Quran, but most especially the Bible, people think that the Bible is only for Christians. But
mhm,
him in his books makes us to understand that the Bible is the manual book of every living soul. So it
yes,
doesn't matter if you're a Christian or you're not a Christian, he encourages us to read that. And so that's why I wanted to take this example where he in the Bible too, before I answer your question. The example of the King Solomon. He was the wisest man on earth, and he was a great king. There's no other king in comparison to him. We can only but learn from the wisest man and the king. And he said that um and he had everything after he has examined life. He had all the monies, he had
mm,
all the wives, he had everything, the beautiful wine, the good drinks. And he says at the end, everything is meaningless. For
Yes.
some people, they say it's vanity.
Mm.
Now, in fact, this is a conclusion after you have observed life, after the activities of life, after the plans, after achievements, and after everything that he got, apart from the sense of personal and corporate purpose, there is really nothing. So I think that, yes, I am in my purpose. I am still in my purpose
Yes.
because my entire purpose is to do the work of my Father, and the work of my Father is to help other people get to know Him, fulfill their purpose for which they were created, become the best version of themselves. And so I would say that I am like the tree that is standing down,
Yes.
solid enough to support others so that they can become who God said they should be, irrespective of their age, irrespective of their color, irrespective of where they come from, and irrespective of their gender. So, yes, I am in my purpose, and my purpose is to fulfill the agenda of God, to make people come back to their real identity of greatness, of dominance, and not to dominate other humans, but to show for the glory of God in their way they do things, in their career, in their finances, in their education, in their emotions, in their relationships, and yes, in living their life actually.
So how did you know that you found your purpose?
This was so clear to me because for those who know me by now, you have heard me tell, say, time without number, that at the age of 10 years, I knew so well that I was going to help people juridically, socially, or intellectually. So it was so clear at the age of 10. And so when I got to Germany, for many people, I think Germany is a sinking sun and a sinking ground. For many people, it destroys a lot of people. I was really almost going to be misled. Then I took some 6 months because I realized that I was really going out of the line for which God created me. From childhood, I would always want to help people, and
Mm.
it didn't matter if people would hit me back. I remember at the age of 14 when I told my dad the first time, was that 14 or 12, that children are to be heard and not to be seen. No one told me that. I just knew that I'm to be heard and not to be seen only. I remember that when people were fighting on injustice, I never took side from nobody. I always like said, no, let's go deep to find out what motivates this person. So for me, it was very clear, and I know it today because when I help people, I have the satisfaction that I have blessed somebody. And I really do not expect anything from that person. That's why usually when I help people, I go to help people, I know they will never be able to help me back. So that they will never say they help me back, they give back to me. You see, so even on my master's class, when I give people the capital, or I give them start capitals, I never give it with the intention that they will give me back, because the people that I offer them my hard earned money are those people I know they will never be able to give me back. I remember that last year, for example, when I gave I offered like about 6,000 euros to two people to start up their business. And I am never expecting they will ever give me back, because I know those are people that will hardly ever get that kind of money to give me back. So then I discovered that each time I help people, each time I support people, I feel that satisfaction that I have done something good and I have blessed someone who would never have had the chance. And in so doing, they see God in me. And therefore, that's the only way I can really portray my God to people, by showing them the true example how God would have done with them. That's why God is not respecting of age, color, and person. And
Mm.
I know I am in it because I feel the satisfaction in it, and I really don't have to impress anybody to do what I am doing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So,
yeah.
Miss Charity, we go to you.
Okay. I kept on going off. There was a hinge with the, but I'm back now with my Wi Fi. But okay, I believe as I was reading this book, I was actually also reflecting on my own life. And I actually saw that, like Miles Monroe says, that what God creates, He already knows the purpose. You are not a mistake. Nobody is a mistake. So I know that I'm on my purpose because I believe truly I'm a child of God, and I believe truly that I am on my purpose. Now, whether I am living my purpose, that is it's a journey. But right now, I think that that journey, the way I feel that journey, he says that you will know by the peace that you have when you realize that you're not in competition, just like Vera says, you're not in competition with anybody, that whatever you are doing, you are, when you reflect on it, it's not something that is bringing chaos, or you are not stepping on other people's toes, because a lot of people, to get corporate names or to bring themselves up on the top, they go to any extent to just make sure that they can even step on anybody's toes just to get what they want. So now, as I am creating this new platform, Let's Help You, about domestic violence, and I'm also incorporating it together with my website, which is the invisible, from the invisible migrant to the visible perfect migrant. That's why I use the, yes, I think you have been seeing that, yeah, Amelia and
I've been
Miriam.
seeing that.
Yes, and what I'm really saying, I'm not being arrogant, or I'm not being rude when I say that I was an invisible migrant and now I am a visible, perfect migrant. Why do I say that? I said that because I have found my purpose, I have found my niche, and my niche is talking about bringing awareness about domestic violence, and and how domestic violence is also related to other issues like substance abuse and alcoholism or addictions. Let's call them addictions, because the addictions are many, and many types of addictions. So that is why I am, since I know there is an intent, I have an intention to bring awareness and to describe how we can all work together, because Miles Monroe says one of the things about purpose, it is not independent of others. You are all integrated together, so that anything which is created on this earth has a purpose. You have your purpose, your own individual purpose, and then there is the collective purpose, like what we are doing right now. You have your book club as your one of your purposes, and then you have invited us because you cannot read alone and you cannot discuss alone. You need people to discuss, and then we use this platform so that you can reach the global world. So I can say that is one aspect which I am on, and I will, as we go on, I'll talk about other aspects.
Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. So, what I've got from what you've said, Miss Charity, is
Yes,
by you creating the you finding that you have to help people outside there, that is part of your purpose. You
yeah,
going out and trying to offer people help, that is part of your purpose,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, thank you very much. So, I'll go to the next question. Wait a minute. And I liked also the contribution from Miss Vera. She said she likes helping people, and liking to help people, you don't feel that you have to be paid, and learn that that is purpose. You don't. It's you are naturally made to do that, yeah, and that is a clear example that one has found his purpose. And the next question would be, when exactly can one say they have found their purpose? I think that one was answered indirectly by Miss Vera. When when you don't expect anything, or do you have any other compliments to it? We are reading a book of Miles Monroe's In Pursuit of Purpose. So do you expect anything from
Yes, I think what Vera means is that is when you know that your purpose
Mm,
is achieving the goals. that your vision is being met. That whatever you have designed, that if you design, for example, a cup, a special cup, like the person who designed these children's drinking bottles, eh? And then there came somebody else who designed the nipple, the one which you put there on the bottle. So those people, they did achieve their purpose, because it is of use to the world, to a small baby, that they can hold a small bottle when they are not with their mother and drink from that bottle, and they can use the nipple as an imitation of their mother's nipple to drink the milk from. So these are designed. The person, it's because the purpose only the creator of a thing knows about the purpose, the intended purpose. Is that true, Miss Vera?
Mm-hmm.
Vera, are you there?
Yes, I'm getting you. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Today we seem to be having connection problems. Yeah, I think so. There's a
I'm
bit.
here. I'm
Yeah.
here. And she was asking she was still repeating, I mean, the same question on the when you're discovering, when you know that you're really in your purpose. I think that you know that when personally, I no longer I really don't have to please anyone to
Mhm,
do to do the things that I know they are right. I
mhm,
was reading the word of God today in Joshua chapter 1, and then that was verse 6 and 7, and it mentioned again the fact that be strong and be courageous. And I just realized that actually we are not living in our purpose because we are not courageous enough. I remember the last time we read the book of Dr. Maya, and she also mentioned the fact that the greatest virtues in life it's not just righteousness, but it is it's actually courage.
exactly.
Because most often you see, I see Christians, I see people always say, "Be holy, be righteous," and all this, which are excellent virtues. But at the end of the day, without courage, you can't achieve any other character or any other virtue without courage, because it takes a lot of courage to fulfill your purpose. It takes a lot of courage to go without food and still give food to another person. That
Yeah.
reminds me, my husband is a pastor, and that reminds me, some 5 years, 6 years back,
Yeah.
we were pastoring, and then somehow the Holy Spirit or God would guide him to a family here in Germany. So we
Mhm,
are going to buy food and to go give that family. And
mm,
at that particular day, that moment we are going to give that food to that family, we do not have food at home. So it's like he had his last 50 euros or 100 euros,
yes.
and
Yes.
somebody's name, the Lord just put someone in his heart. And so he goes buy the food, and without telling me, and that's how I also function at times. He will not even inform me. And then I see the food at the booth, and I say, "Oh, honey, you shopped." And he said, "Yes, but you know what? It's not for us.
For
God has put it, it's for
yes.
someone else, you know?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, thank God, glory be to God. So because I know that he found his assignment, and he was just living in it and just doing what was according to the will of God. And these people are people, they will never give back. They can't give back because they may not even have the financial stamina to give back.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, yes, I think that living in purpose is that fulfillment, when you even do things without expecting, you do not really expect anything. But I also want to bring in the fact that we can be successful without being in our purpose, right? Because success without fulfillment means also that you are not in your purpose. So you
Yeah.
can also know that you are not in your purpose when you're successful but you're not fulfilled.
Yes, we see these examples with a lot of stars,
Yes.
because a lot of times they die very miserable deaths where they have gone into depression. So it means that it's with purpose is knowing that you are walking through the power. Let me say there is something greater that has been planted in you. An ability you are using, your natural abilities. Whatever you are doing, you're not doing it looking at people seeing what I am doing. You are doing it
Yes.
because you're feeling compelled within yourself to do whatever it is to do, and nothing. And when there's that compulsion, you know between you and God that you're on the right path. It's something that
Yeah.
sometimes you cannot even explain, that just like
Mm,
what you are giving the example of your husband, you cannot explain. He knows that he's doing the right thing. Again, we come just like Maya saying that you don't have to do what others think is right. You have to do what you know is right. Just do the right thing. And that right thing
mhm.
is a wisdom. It comes from a power that is greater than we, that is greater, that is the creator, the
Yeah.
creator. Yes,
The
but
creator.
we are co-creators. We
Yeah.
create within that. We have been given that space to create, and
Mhm.
when you're not doing what you are purposed to do, you know it, because you
Yes.
always feel disillusioned and you'll never have enough.
Mhm.
That's why there's so much corruption. A
Yeah.
lot of,
That there's
yes,
so much corruption, and that's why he said, and it comes from it comes from this poverty. Now, poverty of dissatisfaction. A
yes,
meaningful existence is one of those things. You can have all the money, you have all the contacts, all the networks, but somehow within you something is still missing.
yes,
Something is just missing, and you just can lay your hands on it. And that's why you will see, let's say, take our presidents back home.
yeah,
You will ask yourself the question, but wait a minute. If this president had governed in righteousness, in justice, in
yeah,
love. It doesn't take much for our presidents to build our countries, to build roads. They can do that like other presidents did, like the Ghana former president. He took people, and of course, I'm not saying that he was perfect, but they had to dig the roads with their own hands, even
mm,
when everything was tough. So then he was in his purpose. He discovered he was the one that was supposed to help the people open their minds to
mm,
really understand what it means, a selfless giving, selfless life, giving to others without expecting anything from them.
yes. I remember that when you're not in your papa, it is not even, there's nothing as bad like you talked about the poverty of disillusionment, the
Mhm,
poverty of uneasiness. You deep
mhm.
down in yourself knowing that you are doing the wrong thing, you're not happy,
Yeah.
because you know what you have done. You have probably stolen, you have taken things forcefully, and there is no happiness like that, because he says all things begin and end with purpose. That is just the fact. Whatever you, and when I look at some things like the time just before I came to Germany, I was in a very, very poor state, very poor
Mhm,
money wise, financially, but health
mhm.
wise, I was very okay. But do you know, Vera, I always tell people those were my happiest moments, those days, with
Yeah.
those little children working from hand to mouth,
Mhm,
because we were not dirty, we were not anything. We had a roof over our head, but it was a madhouse. But it was my happy. When I remember those like 2 years, they were my happiest moment. I
mhm.
was very
Yeah.
content, and at
Mhm,
times, because and I did not know that I had to go through that period so that I can run away and come to Germany, because
mhm,
that is my purpose is right now here for the moment. I always keep
mhm,
on saying I'm going to go back, and then I just say I hear something telling me, you know what, your purpose is right here in Germany.
mhm.
Then I say, how much,
So,
how you keep on saying I am going, and you go, and then you find you are coming back, because that is where
yeah.
your purpose is. Then-
Mhm.
yes,
So
Yeah.
in real back, for those who are just coming in now and asking the question, what are they talking about? We are talking about pursuit of purpose. I We're reading the book of Miles Monroe, and he says purpose is one, the original intent for the creation of a thing.
yes,
Two, it is the original reason for the existence of a thing.
yes,
Three, it is the end for which the means exist. 4, it is the cause for the creation of a thing. 5, it is the desired result that initiates production. And 6, it is the need that makes a manufacturer produce a specific product or a specific product. And then he goes further and say it is also the destination that prompts the journey. It is the expectation of the source. It is the objective for the subject. It is the aspiration for the aspiration and the object one wills or resolves to have. So if you're just
Wow.
coming,
Wow.
this is what Miles Morrow defines
Mm.
as purpose, and so we can also just always go back to it. So therefore, purpose is the original intent in the mind of the creator that motivated him to create a particular item. It is the why that explains the reasons for existence.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. Someone is asking a question. If purpose is why I am here on earth, how then do I discover that reason?
How then?
How
Just
then does that person discover their purpose? Let's go to get the question.
yes.
If purpose is we appreciate you for being here, Buji. You say if purpose is why I am here on earth, how then do I discover the reason?
That
The
reason.
reasons. How do I discover that reason? Right?
Oh, can I answer
An
that one?
amazing question. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Go
yes,
on.
yes, yes, yes.
Millie is
Because
the
I
one
knew
directing
somebody would
us
come with
here.
this question. When I read this book, one of the first things that you have to do, nobody can discover your purpose for you. That you have to
Mm-hmm.
put that in your mind, that nobody can discover that purpose for you, because you, whatever purpose has been put there by the creator who created you, who created all of us, he God made sure, whatever you call him, I call him God, I call him the Most High. He put a purpose in you. And how does he put it in you? The natural things that you do, they
Yeah.
are linked to your purpose. The natural things that you find yourself doing. There's somebody who, from a very young age, they find themselves like Let me talk about myself. From a very young age, I've been somebody about books. And wherever I've gone in all my 60 years, I've just found myself creating a library, like you see there. That library costs money, it costs my time, but my little money, I would rather even not eat than and buy a book which I'm really feeling urged. And I'll take time to read it. While other people, I'll take time to read that book. Like this book was over 300 pages, but within 4 days, you take time to read it. Because in it, my work is something to do with writing. So that's why you find myself writing a lot. But writing for what purpose? Writing that whatever I write there, it will give some sort of inspiration or some sort of tips, some sort of knowledge to somebody else, that they will help them out there. That with whatever is written in these books is not written for the person just to feel happy. They write these books with a purpose that whoever reads will get a breakthrough. If it's a book on mathematics, you learn about mathematics, geography, about the geography of the world, and all that. So your purpose you must give yourself time, because Monroe says time is very important. If you don't use your time to pursue your purpose, that means you must take time to sit down alone, talk to your creator, and look within you and find out what it is that you'd like to do. And then start searching. Right now we have the Google. So start searching according to your interests, and slowly everything will unfold. Because eventually, whatever purpose is put in you, it will come out. But you must pursue it. Not your parents will pursue it for you, not your friend, not your wife, not your child. You yourself must pursue for that purpose.
To add to what
Amazing.
he said again, still in the book, we are in the book Pursuit of Purpose by Miles Monroe. I can't remember where it is, but he says somewhere your purpose is an integral part of you.
Yes.
And he takes an example. He says, like the manufacturer who created the electric fan for a specific purpose. So God created you with a definite purpose in mind. Your existence is evidence that this generation needs something that your life contains. So it means that when we go from that point of view, we can now say that in your life, there is something in you that it's only you that can produce that thing. And therefore, you must strive to be who you were born to be. And when you strive to be who you were born to be, you will definitely be coming towards your purpose. So, as you discover who you are, you will learn that your purpose, your identity, your uniqueness, and your potentials are interdependent. You
Wow.
cannot truly know thyself, as
Mm.
the great Greek philosopher admonished, until you discover your purpose. This is true because non purpose reveals that particular component God built into you to enable you to achieve all that He prepared you for. And I want to take an example here. I've told many people time and again, but before I get to the example, he also says this because the brother or the sister is asking me, how do I know exactly for that reason? Say nothing is truly yours until you understand it is if it's not even yourself. Some people are born knowing that they want to do and even how to do it. The rest of us must spend hours figuring out what to do with our lives. And so I want to make the world a better place to live, or even I want to be rich and nearly useless. We must ask the primary question. Now to my fellow brother or sister asking, you must ask yourself this question: why am I here?
Yeah.
And reply with an unqualified answer: to be myself and to express myself fully. So when you
Yes.
get to the point that
Yes.
you understand why you are here, and Miles Monroe says you don't have to answer this question with book in your head.
Yeah.
Answer this question naturally. You want to be yourself and express yourself fully. And now the question is, how can you express yourself fully? That will be the question that we will be
Oh, yeah. That is where, yeah,
Yes, yes.
we can't hear you.
Okay. Yes, Sister Vera was trying to explain to us.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Sister Vera, we are not hearing. Sister Vera, we are not hearing, but let us continue. So, to sum it up all, so what are the steps in finding our purposes? I'm really learning a lot from you, I must say. So, Mom, Charity, what are the steps?
The steps is the first of all the why, isn't it? Yeah. Just excuse me. You'll have to excuse me, please. It's so hot here. We have 38 degrees, and there's nowhere else I can put this computer. So let's go on. So the first is the why. You find out why. What? Why? Why am I here? I am here, okay, to express myself fully. So how are you going to express yourself fully? So uh, is how are you going to express yourself fully? You have to understand that you are not alone. So whatever it is, whatever it is, let's say for example, it's something you want to create. Why do you want to create this thing? This thing you want to create it so that it can help in the world, so that it can help. Let's say for example, the person who created something like sofa sets and later became a very big everybody started creating sofa sets is somebody who found the need of what that was somebody who found the need of how people can find a place to sit on. So the why is so important because then you go after the next step is after the why do you want that is when you go to the what is it? What is it? Why do
Mm,
why you have to find a need. There must be a need because needs will always be there. Because he says these needs are what people start procrastinating because people start looking at maybe your friends and everybody's doing this. So you start doing that, but that person already saw the need of that thing, but you have
Mm,
not seen the need. So if you don't see the need, usually you're not going to succeed or you not
mm,
have found your purpose. But when you look within your community or around you or within even your own home or around
mm.
your neighborhood, you'll always find there's a need for something. And from
Yeah.
that, you create. If it is a job, you create it. And from that job, maybe you can employ a few people to work with. So, because then you'll work with other people,
Mm.
but the vision must not go off. Yeah. So, we are still reading the pursuit. So, that's why it calls it a pursuit because it is looking forward to. Yeah. I'm feeling, yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So you are saying in the steps of finding the purpose, we
Mhm.
have to answer the questions why, what, where, and so on. Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you very much. That will take me to the next question, and the next question will be thank you for that deep explanation. So can one reach their ultimate purpose? Do you think one can reach her ultimate purpose?
Yes, Miles Monroe says when you reach your ultimate purpose, then is the time when you leave the world. Because he says we are here to do our purpose, but we are eternal beings. You see? So, and so when you find that purpose, it will reveal the reasons why you are here, isn't it? Eh? And it will also show you in your purpose, you will see the reason behind all your life experiences. And
Mm-hmm.
when you start seeing the reason behind all your life experiences, good or bad, failures and successes, ups and downs, or even tragedies, or whatever it is you have until right now you have seen about your life experiences, your purpose starts revealing those life experiences. And it starts also showing you the demands of what is required. Your purpose, because you have your purpose, will start showing you. It will start revealing. There's a demand for such and such a thing. There's a demand for such and such a thing. So, and then you find that what thing, eh? And then that what thing, then you go for it. How are you going to meet this demand? Eh? So it's all business. It's all about living because actually life is about giving and taking. It's about creating, co-creating, and
Mm.
for the use of something. So ultimate purpose is what? What is ultimate purpose? I think is when you really, at the end of it all, you realize that actually you were created, you came on this earth to enjoy, but also to serve. The day when you realize that your purpose on this earth is to serve and to serve joyfully without any expectation of payment, it doesn't mean that you're not paid a salary, or it doesn't mean something like that. It just means that you realize actually I'm here to serve and I'm supposed to serve joyfully, like the likes of Mama Teresa or people like Wangari Maathai, and I know there are many people we can mention. These are people who discovered their purpose. At the end of it all, it was not about the material things. It was not about big cars. It was not about anything like that. It was just about knowing the why and what there's a demand and you feeling in that slot. So the ultimate, that is for us to see. I believe the ultimate comes with death.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
because there's
So
yeah,
thank you very much.
yeah.
So the other question would be, Miss Vera, do you want to add on that?
I really didn't hear anything. I had a problem with my mic.
No
I just
problem. The question was, can one reach their ultimate purpose?
hmm. I think, like Miles Monroe say, it is a pursuit. But yes, I think that we can get to the point where we just live for the purpose for which we were created. And then, if we go back again to biblical examples, Apostle Paul, after he had gone through all his work on earth, he said, "To live is to for Christ, and to die is gain." So I think you can get to that point where you now realize, when you get to that point where you now realize that your existence is really no longer the ultimate. I mean, it's all about now the assignment, about the God, about what you are supposed to do here. And therefore, leaving this earth will mean nothing again to you, because then you are sure that you have given it all to the prim. That's why he says we must die empty. In one of his books, he said, "Die empty." You can only say you've reached the ultimate purpose when you are empty. You have given out until you're really empty. So I think that until we are empty, we're not supposed to die, so that the grave should not be rejoiced over us. And so, the books that are within us, many of us are here, we are good writers, yet we have never written books. So if you die now, the grave will rejoice over you, because some people would have come after you to learn from you, your experiences. People think that you have to be a millionaire to fulfill purpose. There are
Yeah.
books that only you went through that story. I was telling Mom Charity that there are some stories, even though I'm a trained psychologist or social worker, I still can't be authentic in those areas. Why? Because I have not gone through those problematics. I've not gone through those challenges. So, but you can be authentic, and if you add to that the know-hows and the skills, then you become perfect. So going back again, if someone can reach their ultimate purpose, yes and no, because as long as we live, there are still some experiences that we'll experience that will still demand that we really go through to be able to bring it out for the people to be blessed. So, but at on a higher scale, yes, you can achieve your excellent purpose. You can be there if you know the one reason for which you were created. I know that I was created to help human beings find stability, fulfill destiny, and how I do that are the different ways that I provide the different services, so that the different kinds of people at their different places can make use and still fulfill the purpose of God. So actually, I'm not having different things. I do only one thing, but in different ways.
Yeah. That is the truth.
Wow, I like the comment you are saying where you said don't die empty. Wow, we should not go empty until we have emptied ourselves,
Yes.
then we have fulfilled the purpose. That's right, yeah. So, how do we help the people to find, or how do we help others to find their purpose?
How do you help somebody to find their purpose? Is for
Yes,
telling them, by telling them that nobody is here on this earth as a mistake. The minute somebody accepts that in their heart, somebody must take time. You know, the problem with this world right now, people don't take time with themselves. They take time with everything else in the world, but not themselves. But if you take time with yourself and just accept one fact, you are not on this earth by mistake. You are created for a purpose. What is that purpose? When you start asking that, believe me, the answers come. The answers come in so many different ways, maybe through a person. Maybe you might be watching something and you're just observing something and you just get your purpose. Or you observe somebody and you think, I like watching that person so much. I like watching, I think I want to do what they do. And you start doing what they do. By competition, but you can experience, you can get mentors to show you. You can start following somebody what they do and start doing it small, what we say in African small, little by little, and you will grow and your path will start opening. It's not a one-time journey. There are very few people who just grow up, who are born and know their purpose. Those are very few. They are the minority. Most of us, you try it and you are molded until you are formed.
Amen.
What was the question again? How can we help people find their
Yes.
purpose?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm, Um, I think the one and only way, that's what I have come to realize. The one and only way we can truly help people find their purpose is through mentorship and training.
Yeah.
That's all. Because, and therefore, now we need people to understand that they are not in their purpose. So, therefore, they need the real, true mentors. Now, we
Yes.
have a challenge in our community is a fact that when I say community, I mean we in the African continent, is that we are still not yet come to the realization how important mentorship is and all that. And because even those who were supposed to mentor us compete with us. And
Mm.
therefore, the people you are to complete, you're competing with them. It becomes difficult. So the
Mm.
mentee lost trust in you. And when the mentee has no regards for you, nothing you say gets in there. And
Yes.
therefore, the mentee should put themselves in the position of learning, in the position of a student. And it means they have recognized that they are lacking in one area. And this, I want to use this platform to say we are all lacking in one area or the other in our lives. So,
Mm.
coming back, we all need mentorship. Now, one person is doing business but never making gains. They are just busybody, busybody, busy, but no money. That person needs a mentorship in finance and all that investment.
Yes.
Another person wants to lose weight. Since how many years I'm losing and rising on my weight. Of course, I need mentorship and someone who will say that this is now like this. So, but me, I have to have
Yeah.
someone that I admire, that I trust.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the problem with mentorship is the
Mm.
person you admire, you may not even have around you to do it, and the person you trust. So in mentorship, for it to work, there should be the trust, there should be the admiration. You willfully surrender to the authority of that person to say, you know what, I accept your teaching. But then you have to know a coach or a mentor must have some characteristics that okay, I say these four things must be in your coach. One, they must have character of honesty, integrity, character that are not misleading. They must be people that know exactly that they are human beings too, and they have their own shortcomings. This person must be know how to coach. To have had experience and successful in life don't mean that we can teach people on that area. We have great successful people they can't teach. So a mentor should know how to coach someone very well so that they can achieve where the people want to go, right? And a mentor is a covering to somebody, not a control freak. A covering. A covering means that I protect you, I guide you, I help you, I teach you. I know this is your weakness. I cover you so that the world is not exposed to the world. And of course, they should know how to correct their mentee. If you don't have the ability to correct somebody, then you can't even be a mentor because then your mentee will do lots of errors and you will not be able to correct them. So, for someone now, if you have these characteristics, then you should be able to have an integral character so that one can trust you and then one can at the end of the day, the only thing that we can do to help these people is intensive mentorship and training. And so people must have to invest to receive good training, to receive mentorship so that they can reach their goal purpose. No one will really, really fulfill ultimate purpose without being mentored.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
that
is
is
true.
great. That is great. Someone, thank you for watching here. And Mr. Elvis, we want to thank everyone who listened to us. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I give back to you, Mr. Charity.
Yes.
Yes, Yes, we have come to the end of our program. Today we were reading Miles Monroe, right? And we were talking about we're reading In Pursuit of Purpose. And I hope that we have been able to explain what purpose is in line with what he said. But to conclude, he says, purpose, all things begin and end with purpose. So I leave you guys, and we are hoping to meet again. Anyone listening to us know that all things begins and ends with purpose. Ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, it was such a nice time again with you, Millie, hosting us. And thank you, Ma'am Charity, for being with us. And we appreciate all those that have been listening to us. And we know that you're going to still follow after this. Those who are going to read after this, you can always send your questions to us and we will answer you. My name is Vera Sompon, and I have been one of the panelists today. God bless you.
God bless you too. Bye bye.
Bye.